In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey, Beverly Hills 90210 fans, stop what you're doing right now, because it's time to dive deep into 90 News. All the latest news and rumors coming out of your favorite zip code. With your hosts, Pete Ferrero and Melanie Rose. Oh my God, I can't believe what I just heard.
Well, here we are on 90 News again. It's another week. It's another 90 News filled stuff going on. Melanie, how are you? How's everything going on in San Diego today?
I'm great, thank you, Pete. Looking forward to Thanksgiving next week. Kids are off school. It's going to be a fun week, so can't wait. What about you? What do you have planned for Thanksgiving?
Family stuff out here, and I'm really looking forward to it. I really want to say I really loved last week's episode with Christina Leese. And on that note, let's bring on our buddy Charles Rosen, who was with us with Christina Leese.
Yeah.
How great was that, man? Catching up with
Well, it was a good idea you had, because I was going up to San Francisco to help my daughter find an apartment with Karen. It was like, well, what about San Francisco? And, I got a real thrill. We were driving one part of the city where it was a nice kind of place to another part of the city, which is a nice kind of place. And I'm driving across a street called the Visadero for any San Francisco folks out there. And I look up and I realize, wait a second, that's where we filmed the goodbye scene of Brandon and Emily, who are getting in the cab. And I think Christine, first of all, doesn't suffer fools gladly and is rare to take a compliment. But even she agreed that she looked pretty good on this episode, where she was happy. She was with Jason. I don't remember being with them at all away from the two shoots, the 2 days. And they were 2 separate days. And but the big one that I was there for, and the one that mattered most, was the cable car scene, which we pointed out on the Patreon. San Francisco has a way to rejigger it, so you're driving around in a bus, and you think you're in the audience will think you're in the trolley.
Yeah.
So that was all. So it was interesting stuff like that. And great to see these, episodes. And
Christina's lovely. Christina's so lovely, and she, it's always great when she comes on the show. Fans love when she's on. They were so excited. Some fans said that this is part of their favorite episodes, and after we watched it and whatnot, I think the realness, the authenticity of what was happening in Jason and Christine's life was coming through, resonating on screen, and I think that's why it's so why people love it so much, and they fall even deeper.
Yes, but sometimes so here were 2 actors who were in love, who were in a fine relationship. I used to hang with them. I knew that they got along really well, and were kind to each other. And so sometimes when Steve and Jessica would write scripts, to my jaded ear, they would sound sometimes very soapy, a little melodramatic, heavy, too much emphasis on the romance or the thing going on. This one, there were a lot of romantic lines, a lot of those kind of moments, and yet they were so natural because the actors really carried them off. And so the script actually read beautifully, as acted by our cast, by those 2 particularly, because that's what we focused on. Pete made me talk about, the iron and drag and what else did we talk? And Brenda going naked in the play, and the other things that were around these 2 episodes. But it really was, when Brandon in season 4 kind of pushing the cast, pushing the narrative.
Right.
If you think about season 3, it was Brenda Kelly Dillon. Yes. Now we're here in season 4, and what's Brandon doing? And he's at the college, and he's in this plot and this plot and this plot, and just it's all too much for him. And he takes on the road and gets the Christine urge, and that's what we focused on. It was fun.
It was a lot of fun. And this coming week, we are looking at another episode called Ashes to Ashes, which is early on. And I'm looking forward to that. We're trying to line up some guests for that one
We'll
as well.
see if we get some people to join us. But if not, I could talk pretty extensively on it, just the same way that I did with something like "Hate is a Four-Letter Word," or the when we did East Side Story. Certain episodes were put together to try to take away the stink of having no color in our main titles, having no real diversity in the main cast.
Yes.
Even very little in the auxiliary cast, which was something that was a reason why the show never got that much respect in the industry, because it just seemed like really old-fashioned and retro by that. Right. And I don't think there was one episode that I had more high hopes for that was more disappointed by than Ashes to Ashes, and I'll explain why when we get there.
Oh, wow.
I'm looking forward to that. We've reached out to a few people. This looks promising, so it should be another fun week. And just wanted to say that we're recording these episodes now as opposed to doing them live. It just works a lot better. If you want more show, you're going to have to deal with them being recorded and not.
yeah. It was too hard to just have the time, especially that, we're not in lockdown anymore.
Exactly.
And holidays are here.
That's right. So much better to have the pre-records if you want.
It's easier.
And those who are listening to the 90 News particularly, you may want to share a little bit more about to some of your friends or this, or post, and you're doing this because we always could enjoy more eyeballs and ears.
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of people don't realize our show, while we always have these video casts, it's an audio cast first. It's a podcast. You know what I mean? Right. And our audience is really great on that, and we always like to hear from those people as well.
Well, we're really still going to push forward the last two segments of Story Slam.
Yes.
And then when we hit December 1st, we'll start thinking about our big Story Slam holiday episode.
I can't wait for that.
Chuck. Have a lot of fun with that. I've been thinking a lot about how to do it and
oh my God, what
we're going to be doing, and we'll see how
people have no idea.
Oh my God, it's going to be so good! I can't wait.
Could be pretty good. Could be pretty good.
Hey Chuck, I know you're not going to be with us later when we talk about what we're watching on TV. I know we talked. I don't know if we talked about this, but we hung out with Zara, and we talked about this on Wednesday. But it's a news item. We hung out with Zara and Lisa and Christelle, and we had a really nice dinner.
Which we sure did.
And Zara was just having such a blast hanging out. You brought us to your place, and they got to see all of the cool stuff that you have on the walls and all that stuff. And of course, your amazing rooftop, which is incredible.
Yeah, it was good. It was a nice night for it. It was you could see a little bit. Yeah, it was. What are we watching on TV? Well, we watch a eclectic bunch of stuff on TV. We like Dickinson a lot, which is Emily Dickinson with Hallie Steinfeld. I can't pronounce it. You know her last name.
Haley Steinfeld.
That's it. She's the star and plays it. It's a really good show in its third season. You can go back. We like that. Also looking on Apple. If you don't know the morning show, the first year was a little hit and miss. The second year is jaw-dropping and a lot of fun. So with incredible performances.
Are you caught up on that? Did you get the finale yesterday or not yet?
Is it? You mean there were more episodes since what's his name drove?
Yes.
Oh no, we're behind. Let's not talk about it.
No spoiler alerts here.
That felt like the end of the season. We're going back. Thank you. Thanks for the update.
To me, that felt like the end of the yes.
I thought that was it, but no way. Well, good for them. Yeah. And going through one of my students, Marie Rousseau, has a hit show in Paris, set in Paris in France. She was my student at UCLA, and we ended up staying real good friends. She wanted me to know because effectively she did 90210 in Paris, so it was based on her own life.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
It was very good. It's a nice thing, and then we'll leave it at that for now. And of course, always Rachel Maddow and Prime Ticket on Sundays.
Nice.
I got to keep up with Larry on football,
Of course, yeah, absolutely. Well, it's always good seeing you. Looking forward to Ashes, and We have a whole December planned out. It's going to be a lot of fun and whatnot. So thank you, Chuck, for being here, man.
All right. Well, see you later. I'm going to walk the dogs now and then get back to my political life where I'm being very Trotsky here in Venice, but we're writing manifestos. So we'll see how that works out.
Well, good
Wow.
luck.
Have a great weekend.
All right. Thank you
All right.
so
All right.
much.
Thank you, Charles. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right,
Oh,
so it's always
always
good
great
catching up with Charles Rosen. Yeah. All right. What do we've got going on, Melanie?
We've got a pretty fair amount of news today, Pete. So,
Okay.
where
What
do you
does
want to
this mean?
start?
What does this
You want
mean?
me
What
to?
is this?
Yes, this was on YouTube. Shannon Doherty joined a Q&A along with Sylvia Kwan and Kelly Hu. They were part of Lifetime's List of a Lifetime. Shannon starred and directed one of those movies, and they did this fun conversations at home to benefit performers and children's literacy. So that was something if you want to go catch on YouTube, go watch, and you can search List of a Lifetime and you can catch some Shannon.
I'm looking forward to that. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And this is more Shannon.
More Shannon. So Fortress, December 17th. This is, of course, her new movie with Jesse Metcalf, Chad Michael Murray, Bruce Willis. And it's funny, she actually doesn't have any upfront billing for this, which means like when they do the trailer, they name, all these names and they don't specifically call out her name as being one of the stars. But the trailer's up on YouTube, so go watch it. I'm a big Jesse Metcalf fan, so I'm, very excited to watch this movie and intend to do so.
I'm a big Shannon Doherty fan.
Yes, I mean, of course, I love Shannon too, but Jesse Metcalf, oh my God, he actually recently left Chesapeake Shores, which is a Hallmark show that I used to enjoy.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, just Jesse Metcalf all the way. Very hot. Love him.
Okay. Speaking of really hot and love.
Oh, I knew you were going to segue with that one. Of course, Kathleen is going to be on The Expanse, which is on Prime, and it premieres on December 10th, this next season. So it'll be fun to see Kathleen on there. And she did post this short trailer on her Instagram. So go and check it out.
Yes, I think it's going to be awesome. I love watching Kathleen act in things. And it's cool to see that she has something new coming out. And it feels like it's a different genre for her. I haven't seen her do too much sci-fi stuff.
Right?
Yeah, so I'm excited to see that. I've seen some photos from that she has shared, and it's great. It looks like it's going to be very cool. I want to say also about Kathleen, she is going to be the first guest star, which we are recording this week, coming up finally, and then we'll probably air guest star the following week. I think I'm still figuring all that out, but
cool.
When I'm going to air it and all that, it's going to be audio first, and then there'll be a video. You'll be able to see the video on the Patreon, on the Beverly Hills 90210 show Patreon. So that's where the video versions will lay. And this is going to be guest star. I recorded one last week, and this one with Kathleen will be the first, technically the first episode, and then the other one will air after that. And I can't wait to do more and chat with all these very cool people. And I want to not just do, Melanie, I don't want to just do old school shows. I want to do
new school.
Yeah, like someone just came on morning show. You know what I mean? Like I want to interview guest stars from morning show. I want to interview guest stars from Cruel Summer. I want to interview guest stars from what's currently on. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not just these classic iconic moments, though there'll be enough of that as well. So
of course, absolutely.
Yes. Now let's bring on our buddy, because we're talking about what we are watching on TV. And, obviously we have this news story here that we're going to chat about, but let's bring on Larry Don Mullen. Hello, Larry. How are you, man?
Good morning.
Hi, Larry.
Figured I'd hop in because I'm not on for a couple of weeks on the Wednesday show, so they let people realize that I'm alive and well.
You're doing well.
And, yes.
I know because I had dinner and we went to a concert this week, so I knew that you were doing okay then as well.
Still rocking.
Larry, let me show you this. Our buddy Alan Toy is going to be in Annie Live, which I think is awesome. I like to take our podcast would like to take credit for this happening too.
I think we should. I couldn't be more excited because I really do, I do love Annie. I just, for some reason, I guess because I'm obviously old, and I remember the Sunday papers coming and be wrapped up, and I look at the comic strip, and I really read the comic strip. I knew all the comic strip characters, and then the obviously the musical with Carol Burnett and Andrea McCardle. I mean, it was fantastic. I mean, just fun and bright and good
I
story.
can't wait to see it.
And now Alan Toy as FDR is just perfect. I'm so happy for him. He's a good actor. He brings a lot of presence to the stage, and it's really cool because obviously he had polio just like FDR did.
Yes.
So there's that thing there, and it's a live thing. I get a kick out of these live musicals that NBC does. I mean, the Grease one I really love.
Now,
and,
now we have had an experience with Alan live once. Remember?
Yeah, I mean, Alan might go rogue live. There's no doubt. So that's part of the fun of live. What's going to happen? He might just go he might go into a Finley rant if something.
I would love
off, and just turns on someone.
I would love more than anything, Alan, if you're watching this, for you to turn into Finley during Annie Live. Us 90210 fans will
just a secret.
Give us a little
Finley
Easter
moment.
egg, right?
A secret Finley moment. That's all.
Yes.
that would be amazing. No, he's
gonna. It's a big deal for him, and look, millions of people will see this show, and they'll go, "Isn't that Professor Finley?" I'm sure some will, and because he's much beloved as that character. Sometimes, as a villain, you get a lot of boo pops, as we know in the wrestling world. We call them boo pops.
That's
Boo
right.
pop.
Yeah.
They're not pops, which are
Boo
pops
pop.
are cheers for the baby face, but boo pops are what the heel gets.
Exactly.
And boo pops are very important. Heel cannot get pops; must get boo pops.
Boo pops.
You're going to hear it from Vince.
Of the day.
Right. It's great. Well, Alan is very talented. So what else have you been watching though?
December 2nd for that on NBC for Annie Live for
I'm
everybody
making a
that wants
note
to
of that
watch.
because I don't. But I mean, yeah. I guess if I don't see it live, it won't be. So what is that? A Sunday night? You think, or what
It's
is
a
that?
Thursday.
Oh, Thursday. Yeah.
Right, because Wednesday is December 1st, and
That's
Thursday would be
correct.
December 2nd.
Okay, so there you go. So Thursday night I'm going to make sure I see that, sit down in front of it and stuff. But
Nice.
what about my wife and I, since the pandemic, we kind of have been watching these shows since we weren't traveling. We've been watching basically procedural detective mystery shows. They're all originated from other countries. We've seen every Scandinavian detective series. We've seen every English detective series, and Scottish and Wales and Spanish, Portuguese. I mean, it's amazing. And they're all better than the American shows, I dare say. They're so interesting. But the greatest show we saw this pandemic is on Amazon Prime, the first 2 seasons, maybe the first 3. There's like 7 seasons. It's called A French Village. And it takes place when the Germans roll into this village the first day of the occupation, and takes you all the way through the occupation to, the war being won. And then, the backslash against all the collaborators in a couple of years. And it's really, the storytelling is slow played. So it's not so horrific, as they expose the Jews and the gypsies in the town and stuff. But it's fascinating to see the ethical dilemmas. It's spectacular, really. It's like 80 hours.
Oh my
So
God.
that was
Wow.
I think still nothing's topped that. But I love Broadchurch. If you saw Broadchurch, another English drama with that great Olivia Colman stars in that. She's fantastic. And we're watching now another English show with the guy who plays Dexter, Michael C. Hall. It's called Safe. It's a limited series on Netflix.
Oh, yes, I've seen that. I love that.
It's pretty interesting, pretty good. We're almost
Love
at the end
Michael
of it
C.
now.
Hall.
And I'm enjoying that a lot. We saw Black Spot, in European shows, there's always a fascination with the forest. It's kind of a mystery, magical place, because we've seen the Black Spot, which is about the forest, and the Forest, which was about the forest, and just so many. And that's it. We've stayed away from most of the American programming. I tend to watch sports also. Obviously,
Right.
Sports. It's a really sports time for me. I've got college basketball, football, and hockey. So. But we've watched more Netflix dramas than ever.
It's great,
Have you
yeah.
watched the new Blood Dexter yet?
I haven't, and
Not
it's
yet.
the showrunner is an old friend of mine, still a friend of mine, Clyde Phillips, and I wish him well with it. Somehow, I don't know, it just the bloodiness of it and the premise just didn't really connect for me. I know my son loves it, and I'm really proud of Clyde, because Clyde's my age. He's still popping it out there.
It's great.
He still cares, which is great, and I'm sure the show has some I'm sure it's a good hour of watching. Yeah, I'm sure it is, but I haven't watched it. What else are you watching?
We were just talking about Morning Show on Apple, and Chuck was watching. Yeah,
What was Chuck watching?
Chuck is watching that, and he's watching What was the other thing that he was watching, Melanie? Do you remember what it was called?
Oh,
You had her name too.
yes, the Haley Steinfeld show. I can't remember the name
Oh,
of
the
it.
Emily Dickinson thing.
Oh,
Yes.
Dickinson.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah,
But
Dickinson.
you know what, we did watch it was a limited documentary series, the Monty Python story, because that
Oh,
was
I'd like
really,
to see that. Yeah.
it was fat. I mean, it's just, I mean, they were really important in my life. I was in Canada as a young actor in the 70s, and boy, we got all those programs then. They really influenced the theater that I started there, and a lot of the forms of, just humor I developed. Them and Ernie Kovacs, I mean, really were cornerstones for me. So that's a great documentary series.
Definitely take a look at that.
So I finished Made on Netflix this
you
week.
like that?
I loved it. I thought
is it
was
mystery? Is it a mystery series?
It's not. It's more about the story of a young single mother who's kind of caught in this, cycle of domestic abuse. It's absolutely incredible, inspiring, a little bit sad. It's a John Wells show. He also does Animal Kingdom, a lot of other
Good
notable
guy, John
shows.
Wells.
Yep.
Excellent. Good
Big
gentleman.
fan of that. And for kind of something funny, because I tend to like murder and like dark shows myself, Acapulco on Apple TV
Oh, I
Plus.
was wondering how that is. Yeah.
It's kind of like Red Oaks, but in Mexico. Pete, I know you watched Red Oaks,
I love
I
Red
believe.
Oaks. Yeah.
It's pretty funny. It takes place at a Mexican resort in the 1980s, and they have a lot of funny 80s stuff.
Cool.
It's
I'll say any more.
lighthearted. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth the watch. Easy to watch. So Acapulco on Apple
That's
TV
good.
Plus.
I mean, obviously Ozark's coming back. That's going to be real.
yes.
Can't wait for that. We all can't wait for that.
We love that
for
one. We love
Ozark.
that one.
Universally, everyone's watching that.
Yes,
for sure.
Of course.
That's good to see you, Larry. We miss you from the main show, and I know you'll be back soon enough. And
soon enough, I guess.
Offering
can't remember what the schedule is, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in Vegas next week watching the number 1, number 2 basketball teams of college basketball, UCLA and Gonzaga play. Just going to go with my 2 sons, a little bit of a boys' night weekend quickly, and because my older son is getting ready to move to Cincinnati, so it's kind of a little bit of a bittersweet.
It's tough. Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, man. Well, good seeing you, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Right. All the news that's fit and hardly lit.
Thanks, Larry. Bye. Have a good weekend.
Always good seeing our buddy Larry Mullen.
Oh, love Larry.
Yeah. Okay. So, was I done talking about Kathleen? Did I finish that? Yes. Right.
You did. I believe that you finished your Kathleen thought. Is there anything else you'd like to add
about Kathleen?
About Kathleen, obviously.
Yeah. You know what? We watched. We have this like on Patreon. We have this little like watch along club now. I don't know if you're aware of that, Melanie. And we watched Acting Out, and she's just so wonderful. She still is.
Aw, you too.
Okay, let's see what else we have. I have to change the topic. Let's see what this is.
Oh my goodness. This is probably my favorite story of the week. So, as we know, we all love Taylor Swift over here, and she put out Taylor's version of Red this past week, along with a 10-minute version of her song All Too Well, which accompanies this video that we just showed, starring Sadie Sink, I believe Dylan O'Brien. And who played Taylor's dad in this video? Well, it's Sean Levy. And if you don't know, he was actually a guest star on Beverly Hills 90210. Back in one of the early seasons, I believe season 3, he played Howard, who was a junior at West Beverly. He worked at the Blaze, and
this was during the commencement time with Donna Martin and all that. Like,
yes,
right. They were all fighting for Donna to graduate, and then the underclassmen at the paper were also trying to get some of their stuff put into the things that the class was fighting for as well. Yes,
absolutely. So to see him, in this Taylor Swift video is very exciting.
He doesn't look like that anymore.
What?
He doesn't look like that anymore.
Oh, he does not look like that anymore. We should have actually pulled the photo of him on the show and then here. It was a little blurry, the one that I found online. But anyway, and he also directs Stranger Things. So I would love to get him on the podcast or a guest star or the news just to kind of, talk about getting his start on 90210 and now being in Taylor Swift's short film, which, I mean, oh my God, I'm obsessed with All Too Well, the 10-minute version. I've been listening to it nonstop. I cannot stop.
Only
watching.
Taylor Swift can re-release a record and it be better somehow.
Yes. I love the video. I love the album. I love All Too Well. I love everything about it. And I did not put this 2 and 2 together about Sean Levy being Taylor's dad. So shout out to Teen Drama Horror's weekly email for pulling that incredible gems.
Okay, $1 Million Listing.
Okay, so Josh
Where are we going
Flagg
with this?
last night on $1 Million Listing had a dinner party, and there was Bruce Valanche, Jeff Lewis, Melissa Rivers, our friend Tori Spelling. She was at the dinner party, and she was also at what appeared to be brunch earlier in the episode. I actually tried to take a photo of the TV when I was watching it last night, and the light didn't work. It was too reflective, and went to take a picture this morning, and someone erased it from the list. So, so I took a screenshot of Josh Flagg instead.
I'm glad I wasn't there for that. Or the one
calm, cool, and collected. I mean, come on, right. Cool as a cucumber over here. When you look up Melanie, you see a cucumber. Actually, no, this is going in a very bad direction. So
I was like, I can't wait to see where we're going with this.
I should not use phallic-shaped fruits to describe things because it's just inherently
that sounds
strange.
problematic.
So cool as a cucumber in the sense of like cool, calm, collected.
And then there was this.
Yes, another Tori thing. She had posted this on Instagram, kind of calling out the paparazzi once again, going back to a few years ago when they were at her son's preschool. Just again, we've talked about this before. It must be tough being in the spotlight, and some of those paparazzi are just so aggressive. And I mean, it's got to be hard doing your everyday life, with people following you around, and some definitely go too far. And it's a shame to see that. So
yeah. I mean, I love Tori so much. I don't want to see her suffer or be troubled at all ever in her life. This is cool.
Yes, Jenny and a Kind-Hearted Christmas, which is scheduled to be released on November 20th at 8 p.m. on GAC Family, and it also stars Cameron Matheson, pictured there with Jenny.
That looks
I love
fun.
Christmas movies. I love Christmas. I want to get the Christmas lights up this week. I'm like, yes. I'm ready. I'm
with you.
Ready for Christmas.
Not our Christmas lights, but in our own individual places. I kind of said I'm ready to do it. Like we're going to be doing it together. But
right. But since we don't even live in the same city or house, we will separately be putting up our Christmas lights. And when I say me putting them up, I don't actually mean I'm going to put them up. Like, there's somebody else.
There's a special. There's a guest star in the house that does that. Hey, I wanted to say also our buddy, I don't have a picture of this, but our buddy Rory Karpf.
Wait a minute. What do you mean you don't have a picture? I sent you a whole email with like 10 pictures and a video.
No, I don't have it.
We're going to
talk about it though. Our buddy
we can talk about it, but yes. Okay. You talk.
Rory Karpf is a buddy of mine and of the show now. And he got into a fight over the weekend. he had a fight, his first professional fight, and he won.
He did. It was awesome. And we've got some really awesome photos and videos of it that I sent. Apparently the email did not arrive.
I'm looking right now.
Do you want me to send it right now? I can send it. I have it. Rory sent me all these things to show, and we should show them. Rory is...
Fuck him.
Fuck him. Oh, man. Well, in that case, I'll just have to say, Rory also wanted... me to show this picture. Hold on.
Wait, I have nothing. I don't have any pictures.
No, I know, but he wanted me to show this picture on the news, which is you eating pizza in your CU sweatshirt. That's a really flattering photo. So Rory, even though Pete doesn't have your fight pictures, we do have this awesome.
You know what's great? I actually love eating pizza so much. That photo does not offend me at all. Like,
okay.
I absolutely love eating pizza, and I love eating a U Street pizza. So, no, to me, it's all about it. I tried to make it as gross and ugly as possible.
Yes. So anyway,
if you can hang out and watch me eat pizza, then you can hang out in my everyday life too. What is this that you're sending me?
I just sent you the video of Rory, so you can put it up and play it. I think it's very important we play it. He took the time to send me all the things.
Okay, let's see. Hang on. All
okay.
Right. Pick it from here. All right. So it's exciting that Rory Karpf, our friend, had a fight and then apparently gave a speech.
Yes.
I had not a speck of athletic ability. I don't know if anyone saw that. But you know what? If any of you guys out there have a fucking dream, don't be afraid to go for it, alright? Thank you, Dana White, for not firing me from looking for a fight. You've had many opportunities. And I love you, Michelle, and my boys. Thank you.
Have a fucking dream.
It was
Go-
very Rocky-esque, so I
loved
loved
I
it.
loved it.
Yeah.
God, he's like really in shape too. I mean, all the pictures he sent me, I'm like looking like, wow, look at those muscles. I mean,
Bro,
he
calm
has
down.
got to do some working out over there.
He's great, man. He's a really good friend, and I'm really excited for him. And in all sincerity, he's just an awesome dude, and
We
it's
love
awesome to
him.
see him doing his dream, living his dream, and doing it and going for it. And he is right about that. And congrats, Rory. It was awesome to see that.
Yes, winner, winner, winner.
Melanie, I have no more news here.
Oh, there should be one more thing. One more. It involves Blossom, Mayim Bialik.
Okay, I don't see a picture of that though.
Oh my God. Okay.
I don't.
Well, I can just talk about it. It's no big deal. So this is a
I
little
just
bit of
hit download and then I uploaded all the pictures. So I have no idea. Do people like when we struggle with things on
I mean,
live?
I feel like they might because it presents a good conflict and like
We always
resolution
have
and
that. Yeah.
discussion, and
Mhm.
people love conflict and stuff. So yeah. Anyway, I guess I'll just talk about it.
Yes. What is
So
going on?
Mayim Bialik, who of course was Blossom and now
Yes.
also hosts Jeopardy. By the way, I love her hosting
Correct.
Jeopardy, like amazing. She's on Call Me Kat, which is a 30-minute sitcom, and season 2 is coming up and will premiere on January 9th. But what's exciting about that, may you ask, Pete? Well, I
Yeah.
will
Go
tell
ahead.
you.
Go ahead.
There's a reunion of the Blossom cast on the season premiere. So not only will they have Joey Lawrence and Jenna Von Oy, they will also have Michael Stoyanov, who, of course, as we also know, was
Yeah.
on
90210. Yeah. I've been
exactly.
trying. I wish he would come on our show.
Yes.
Maybe now he
Yes.
will because of this appearance thing that he's got going on. That's great. Good for
Yeah,
him.
the clip is really cute too. The trailer, I didn't want to play it because we always get flagged for that. But, she goes to introduce, here's Joey and Jenna and what's your name? And he's like, Michael. It was kind of a funny little joke. So anyway, I loved Blossom. I love Mayim. I love that they're doing this. Call Me Cat's okay. I will watch the season premiere so I can get my Blossom cast fixed though.
Oh, amazing.
For
That
sure.
sounds so cool.
Yes.
That is very awesome. Okay, with that, I think all the news is done here.
It is. We've covered everything. Thanks for pulling that Rory video. That was very important. That was,
Yeah, I love
that
Rory.
was good. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you think about doing the news next week? I'm gonna say no because
Definitely
I
not.
feel like I'm
Definitely
gonna
not.
be doing something Friday.
Yes, I mean it's Black Friday. It's the day after Thanksgiving. I am going to be chilling and doing very little. So
Eating lots of pie, Pete. Eating lots of
probably
pie.
lots of pumpkin pie.
What's your
And
favorite pie?
I do love a pumpkin pie, but I do love an apple pie as well, like the crumble. I do like
Ooh, the crumble. Have you
Yeah.
tried Julian apple pies? Do they have them up there in LA?
No, what is a Julian apple pie?
So
I never
check
heard
your
of it.
grocery store. So Julian is an area a little bit outside of San Diego, out in the mountains, probably like an hour or so, and they're famous for their apples. And they have Julian apple pies, which they sell in grocery stores here, probably there. It's also relatively close to LA. So they make an apple crumble pie that is to die for. So if you
Oh my
see
God.
a Julian apple pie in your grocery store, get it.
All right. Well, I will
Yes.
look for that actually.
Yes. And my favorite pie is actually strawberry rhubarb. My grandfather made the best strawberry rhubarb pie of all time. I've never been able to match it. I'm not really a baker anyway,
Yeah.
but strawberry rhubarb for me all the way.
And so everybody, if from the news here, I know we will be live. We won't be live, but we will have a show next week, Ashes to Ashes, and then Thanksgiving's the day after. But so from the news, just everybody have a great, safe, happy Thanksgiving, and make sure you check us out on Wednesday for Ashes to Ashes. That's
Absolutely.
all I've got. Yeah.
All right. Same here. Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your turkey. I hope everybody's dinner time conversations are peaceful and happy. And with that, 9021 out.